Complete three equations and graph of polynomial function. I want to graph f of x equal to x minus 4 multiplied by x plus 3 to x minus 1. Let's just do that. I'm gonna do it on another page. So f of x equal to x minus 4, x plus 3 to x minus 1. Okay. First thing I do is find zeros. Find zeros means at what x my f of x 0. So each bracket I equal each bracket equally to 0. X minus 4 equal to 0, x plus 3 equal to 0. 2x minus 1 equal to 0. These are my zeros. From that, x equal to 4, x equal to negative 3, and here is x equal to 1 over 2. Now, I can graph that. I can put the zeros. 4, 2, 3, 4. Negative 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 3 here. And 1 over 2. Okay, I need to determine the degree since the power of each bracket is 1, but the degree is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So the degree is 3. The leading coefficient is positive. As you see, if you multiply x, multiply by x, multiply 2x, of course, I get a positive number. I get 2x power 3, which is the leading coefficient is positive. Now, since I know that the degree is 3, leading coefficient is positive, I know I started from quadrant 3 and end here. The example is this, everyone knows that x power 3, y is equal to x power 3. This is odd, right? The degree is odd and the leading coefficient is positive, means you start from quadrant 3 and quadrant 1. Now the graphing, I follow that, I start that. So what should I do? Should I pass through? Should I curve? Should the curvature is changing? Because the power is 1, you just pass through, right? And then the power of this bracket is 1, so you have to pass through the zeros as well. So I just turn here. Then you have to pass through this one because the power of the x minus 4 is 1. So you just pass through each 0. And that would be an approximate graph. All right. Okay, let me just, for better approximation of this graph, if I put 0 here, negative 4 multiplied by 3 is negative 12, multiplied by negative 1 is positive 12. I need to know that my y-intercept is positive 12. Let's say positive 12 is here. What I do, I just make sure that I pass through the positive 12, right? Here I say the y-intercept is positive 12. This is approximate graph of this function. So you want to do another one. F of x equal to negative x plus 5 to power 3 x minus 5 power 3. So we want to find first is to find the zeros. X plus 5, each bracket you equal it to 0. X minus 5 equals to 0. From the first one, x equal to 5. From here, x equal to, from this 5 to the other side, here 5 to the other side is positive 5. We have 2 zeros. Now I can graph that. So let's say here is -5 and here is +5. So I need to find the end behavior. If I do that, so we know the degree here is what? Of course, 3 plus 3 gonna be 6. So this is even degree. Degree is even. Leading coefficient, is it positive or negative? Of course, because we have a negative here, it's gonna be negative. Everyone knows that when we have a even, so we start from quadrant 3 to 4. So the example gonna be y equal to -x2, right? The degree is even, the leading coefficient is negative, so start from here and here. I need to start from here, but because the power is 3, the power 3, the behavior of the power 3 is this curvature down, curvature up. The curvature is changing at 0. This is y is equal to x power 3, right? Same thing is power 3, the curvature need to change. So what I do, I start from this quadrant, the curvature down, the curvature up. So I need to go to that, so I need to turn. Curvature need to change here as well, as the power of both of these zeros is 3, right? That is an approximate graph of this function. So another example, let's say f of x equal to -x minus 1 power 2 x plus 1 to the power of 5. Okay, so I need to find the zeros, put each bracket equal to 0, the first bracket and the second bracket. X plus 1 equals to 0. X here is 1. Here x is -1. Then I can graph that. So here, let's say you have -1 here, and here you have 1 as your 0. Then I'm gonna need to find the degree. The degree here is 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 is odd. Leading coefficient is negative. An example of that is this one, right? Everyone know this is y equal to -x to the power of 3. The degree is odd. The leading coefficient is negative. So you start from quadrant 2 to quadrant 4. I need to start from here. And since for -1, the power is 5, right? The power of 5, everyone know that the curvature is changing around that, true? So I need to, curvature is changing. So it's curve down and then curve up. Then for this one, so since this is power 2, everyone know that the even power is curved, right? I need to curve back at that point. So the behavior like that. So I need to, when I get here, I need to turn it, right? It should be like a parabola. It should be like a turn over. So this is an approximate graph of this function. Now, next question. I have a graph and you need to find, so this is the graph that I have. This is there and that. So here we have 3 here, this 0 is 3, and this 0 here is -2. And I have my y-intercept here, which is 72. Okay, I know that for this one, the 0 here should be what? X plus 2. My bracket should be x plus 2. And the power, see, this is curve up and down. The power, the behavior is like a power 3. For this one, the bracket should be x minus 3. X minus 3, the 0 of the x minus 3 is 3, right? And since this is curved, like is turned here, the power should be 2. So the general statement is y equal to what? A I don't know, this is like a coefficient. X plus 2 to the power of 3, x minus 3 to the power of 2. I need to find a, I need to have a good point. The good point is this here. 0, the x is 0, the y is 72. I just use that, but for y I put 72. Anywhere for x, I put 0, right? 0 plus 2 power 3, 0 minus 3 power 2. Okay, 72 equal to a. So 2 power 3 is 8. Negative 3 power 2 is 9. So a is equal to 72 divided by, here is 72 as well, 72 is equal to 1. Then you need to rewrite your equation. Now y a is 1, so you don't need to write it, or you can put 1. Power 3 x minus 3 power of 2. So this is the equation of this graph. Now let's just do another example. The graph is given and you need to find the equation of the graph. So this is the graph. So here is that. This will look like this. So the 0 that you have there is negative 2, and here is 1. And you have a y-intercept here to be negative 2. Okay, so here is x plus 2. I know the 0 here going to be x plus 2, right? 0 of this bracket is negative 2. This is turned, so the behavior, the quadratic, the power of this bracket should be power 2. So this bracket should be x minus 1. Again, the power, because it's turned, the power should be 2. The general equation is y equal to a x plus 2 to the power of 2 x minus 1. Now to find a, I need a good point. So here is 0 and negative 2, right? So instead of the x, I put 0, and instead of the y, I put negative 2. 0 plus 2 is 0 minus 1 to the power of 2. So here is negative 2 is equal to a. Here is 2 multiplied by 1. Okay, so a gonna be negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Then you need to rewrite your equation. A x plus 2. Oh, sorry. Instead of that, you should put negative 1 or just negative here, and plus 2 to the power of 2, x minus 1 to the power of 6. So this is the equation of that graph. Now we want to discuss what is the even and odd function. Even function okay, an example of the even function in this picture is this. When your graph is symmetric respect to the y-axis. So here the y-axis is a symmetric line of symmetry here, right? So if you have x here, here you have negative x. Both of these 2 points, they have the same y, right? This is f of x. This point and this point at the same time is f of negative x, right? X and negative x, they have the same y. I can say f of x, f of negative x equal to f of x. So this is algebraic proof of that when a question is given. So you can use this to prove is if the function is even or not. For an odd function, on the other hand, odd function, so when a graph is odd, is symmetric respect to 0, 0 point. So here is an example. As you see, if this is x, and here is negative x, right? They both need to have same y, but one negative, one positive. So this one is f of x. Here, this point is f of negative x. And these two need to be negative of each other. If this is positive, this is negative. So then f of negative x is equal to negative f of x. Let's say an example is given to you. I wanted to see if y equal to x power 4 minus x power 2. Is it even or odd or neither? What should I do? I need to start with f of negative x, right? F of negative x. This one is my f of x. To find f of negative x, whenever you see x, you put negative x, right? So here is negative x to the power of 4. Instead of the x here, I can put negative x again to the power of 2. You already know a negative to the power of 4 will disappear, right? Become positive. Minus, again, a negative number to the power of 2, because the power is even, turn to positive. As you see, I got back my f of x, right? So this is that case. I proved negative x equal f of negative x equal to f of x. So this, I proved that. So this is even function. Another example, let's say f of x equal to x power 3 plus x. So to do that again, I need to start with f of negative x. Anywhere you see x, instead of that, you put negative x here. Negative x to the power of 3. So instead of the x, we just put negative x. So x to the power of, so negative to the power of even number, it will get out of the brackets. Here, negative will go positive is negative. I can factor out negative from both of these terms, so it's f x power 3 plus x. I know this one is my f of x, so here is equal to negative, instead of that, I can put f of x. I prove that f of negative x equal to negative f of x. So I know this function needs to be odd. I'm gonna do another example. Let's say f of x equal to x power 2 minus x. Again, to do that, I'm going to find f of negative x. Whenever I see x, I put negative x instead. Okay, a negative number to the power of 2 will turn to positive. And here is negative and negative is positive. See, I didn't get back my function back, or I didn't get negative of my function. So this will be neither nor odd nor even. Let's pay attention. These two powers, 4 and 2, both are even number. When both of these powers even, so whole function is even. The power here is 3, the power here is 1. Both of these power are odd number, 3 and 1 is odd. Both of the power is odd means your function is odd. But see, 2 is here in this example, power 2 is even. Here, power 1 is odd. So if both of them is mixing, so your function gonna be neither. Okay, now let's just do this question. A quintic function. Quintic means order 5. You have a 0 of -3, -2, and 2 with the order 2 that pass through the point. So when it's 0 is -3 means your bracket is going to be x plus 3. Since it didn't say any order, so just some order 1. -2 means your bracket is going to be x plus 2. Since this is order 2 means the power of your bracket is 2. And for this one, should be x minus 2, right? Because this is 2 positive, here put negative. Order 2 means the power here is going to be power 2. Now this is the general form, x plus 3, the first one. There's x plus 2 power 2, the second one, and you multiply this one by the third bracket. And a, to find a, instead of the x, I have to put what? Everywhere I put 1. And instead of the y, I put -18 and then solve for a. Just show you. So instead of the x, you put 1. So you just simplify, you rearrange for a is -1/2. Then you have to rewrite your equation. And -1/2x plus 3. So this is your equation. Now to graph it, make sure the zeros, you have -3. Maybe just really quickly do that. The zeros is -3. 1, 2, 3, this one, -3. And here's -2. And here is +2. Since the degree 2 plus 2 plus 1 is degrees 5, leading coefficient is negative, right? An example gonna be -x power 3, like that. Start from this quadrant and here. So you start here. Because the power is 1, so you have to pass through it like a straight line. This is power 2 for this 0, means you have to turn at this. And then here it is going to be turn as well, because this is power 2 as well. So just a little bit here. You have to turn it. See, you start from here, you end it here, so you're doing good. And that is just a graph of your, you want to find a 0, just simply put instead of x, you put 0. So for y, you will get -18. This is going to be -18, going to be your y-intercept.